And the microphone is on. Welcome everyone. Glad to have you all on board today. I'm your host, DrFox2000, and you are watching VolcanoX live stream. And thanks for joining today. It's a lovely day. Unfortunately, we don't have fresh lava. We have to look at canned lava. I want fresh lava. I'm just like everybody else. But unfortunately, out of our 27 volcanoes that are erupting, we are seeing very little lava, and it's one of those things. Yeah, it is. And now for the volcano, news? News? We get you. Don't fall asleep, Sid. You West Coasters are all the same. Too much fresh air, I think. Isn't that right, Irish monk? Anyway, welcome everyone. I'm glad to have you all on board. And of course, we're having a good day here. I got a few more things up on the roof for our wonderful Halloween display. And some of you may have already gone and noticed that. I found the ghosts. The ghosts that had disappeared last year magically reappeared in my closet. And the funny part was they were sitting right out front in a place that I know they weren't sitting there before because the skeletons were there. So something really is odd or strange when you look at that. Anyway, what Sid says, it's only 90 today, and that makes me nap. Oh, wow. 90 is enough, I think. That's quite warm. Anyway, wow. Vow of silence, Dr. Fox. Wow. Thank you very kindly for that wonderful super chat. And that is pretty awesome. And the vow of silence, Irish monk, that's awesome. Irish monk. I'm writing that down. And by the way, we're very happy that you volunteered to stand on the roof for the next couple of weeks there. And it was very kind of you to do that. Be part of that wonderful display that we have there. Actually, at first I wasn't going to say anything, but it was brought up by one of the others, and they were very thankful that you were standing in, and thank you kindly, Irish monk. Anyway, and that is awesome. Okay, first person in today was Mummy of Hamsters, so she gets the cookies. And nice to see that it's been cycling and others have been getting cookies. It's not always the same repetitive thing. So lightning ignores me like attractive women. Oh boy. Oh boy. I hope things aren't too bad there. And they're Irish. I hope things are peaceful. Anyway, glad to have you on board, though, and that is awesome. For all those good people here, first let's go through our moderators. We got Arizona Snowman is in the house sitting back. Piggy is in the Lurkers Lounge. She's really not up to chatting right now, but she is there, and she's doing a little bit better, so that is understandable, all things considered. Mummy of Hamsters. Oh, wow. Bribing the lava workers. Cookies for everyone I share. My mom taught me manners. Wow, Mummy. That is very kind of you. And thank you. I will write that down as well here. So, very kind. Thank you. And that's awesome that you share. Okay, really, really cool. Anyway, so as I was saying, Piggy is in the Lurkers Lounge in the background. We do have C&D Boy here as well, Bob, and he's doing his thing. And we also have possibly Gary 24/7 Live AZ Skies in the background, as well as possibly Joseph and others. So we won't worry about that so much, but I thank you moderators for being here. That's awesome, and it is very much appreciated. And hopefully we're all good. And on that friendly note, it's time for me to say hello to everyone, and I'm going to start out by the bottom of the list here. I see King Colin Deadman and Irish Monk, of course. The mod Irish Monk is rare. John Raper is here, as well as Sasha is in the house. Judy L, welcome. And going up some more, Pistol Pete, neighbor, hey, how you doing? I don't know if you can see my roof from your place, but no, you can't. There's trees in the way, but there's a whole bunch of goblins and stuff up there already. Ghosts, and skeletons. Anyway, welcome, and let's go up a little more here. We already got Old Mummy of Hamsters because she was first. And we got Sid for Brains is in the house. Welcome. And Nancy Buchanan also here. Welcome back, Nancy. Henry Nelson on board. Kevin Williams is here. Six Sense Amelia. Kia ora, if I said it right. And welcome. And let's see, we got John, we got Nancy. Going up some more to see Scott Hartman is here. Welcome, Scott. Going up a little bit more, looking for more wonderful names. Sharon Stewart is in the house. Welcome, Sharon. Glad to have you here. And going up a little bit more, looking for more wonderful people. And let's see, who we got? We got Henry, we got Scott, we got Nancy. Boy, you guys are chatty. I like it though. Tetra is in the house as well. Welcome, Tetra. And thank you for renewing your membership. And that is pretty awesome. 9 months already, yes. And going up some more. And let's see who else we've got. Going. Seeing who we got here. Okay, a lot of repeats, which is all absolutely fine because we want to see people chatting. Lizoid is in here as well. Welcome back, Lizoid. And we got Nancy already. Going up some more. And let's see, who else we got in here? We got the King. The King is going to get his ears done, I think, or something like that, so he can get on those coins. Anyway, and that's all cool. Going up a little bit more, and let's see, have I found anyone else yet? Yona from Iceland is in the house. Welcome, Yona. I'm glad to have you on board. And Storm Chaser 1211 also here. And I'm right up at the top, so I don't see anyone else there. Going back to the bottom. Better than being dorking a DJ. What? Oh boy. Hey, and speaking of DJs, there's DJ Puff the Third. Welcome. Sue Hayes also in here. Good to see you, Sue. Klaus, guten Abend. Glad to have you on board. And let's see, did we miss you? Anyone else in here? I think we got everybody for now. So awesome to see everybody is here. Ooh, I missed my cue. I hear you, Dr. Fox. Sharon, it's all right. You missed it by a little bit, but you're still at the beginning of the show, so you're more than welcome to say that. That's all good. Anyway, let's take a look at well, Iceland. We can't really look at much because it is dark there, and we don't have a lot to see. I'm going to turn off that big banner though, and maybe the little banner too for right now. Of course, this footage was from August 6th from our Siggy Fisher eruption, and we'll turn that off for now, and we'll maybe pause that video right there. And there we have a look at the city of Reykjavik. And of course, that is a nighttime shot because that is what it looks like there right now. That is live, and that's what we're seeing. If we back up during the day, it was kind of a gloomy day as far as cloudy and so on. And you know, didn't look bright and cheerful, but hey, we can live with that. We know it's there, it's doing its thing, and it is looking like fall there as well. You can see some color in the trees. I'm sure some of the leaves are falling off as well in that area, and it's pretty nice, not bad. Looking at some of the other shots here, of course, that is the aluminum smelting plant, but if we go back about 5-6 hours, kind of gives you another impression of how kind of hazy and foggy it was. You see Kalir right there. You can see the top of Ragnar over there, and that is pretty awesome. And of course, we can't see anything else in that valley, but that is what we were typically looking at. And of course, we have the other shot of, we'll have to go back and look, but this, of course, is from, ooh, that's really foggy there. In the background here, there's the ice fields of Katla. Let's see if we can see it a little bit better. There we go. And you can see the ice sheets, and Katla is over there in that area. And that kind of gives you a pretty good idea of what it is looking like there today in Iceland. So we're going to put that back on live just so we don't forget where we are, and we'll get them all in that same position. What? I'm just reading an email here. Oh, okay. Piggy has a nighttime visitor, and we'll show that when we show bacon seeds. I'll throw that one in there, and it's nice to see that. Pretty awesome, Piggy. We'll show that once we get to that point, and we'll be good with that. Awesome. It looks nice. Anyway, let's carry on with what we like to look at here, and of course, the harmonic tremor chart is what we're going for our wonderful Frega del Fjall. Let's get on the right spot. There we go. And unfortunately, it's a downward trend. You know, that's kind of the way it is in between eruptions. So that is what it is. I think I know what it is. You think you know, DJ? No, I don't think you know. But it'll be a hoot once you find out. Oh, if that doesn't give it away, I don't know what will. Anyway, refresh that chart just so we can see what's going on. It does look like it had just a tiny upward twitch here at the end, but it is, yeah, a clue. It is a clue. It is a clue. Oh, yeah. Anyway, Connie Tyree just made it in as well. Welcome. Glad to have you here. And anyway, looking at our chart, we see what it's doing. Looks like we might have had a couple little quakes in the area. But we're going to check on that. I really have not had much of a chance to see much of the earthquakes today, and I checked just to see how many there were, but really not that many happening in Iceland. We are in the 50 to 60 range as far as the amount of quakes. Anyway, let's go down and have a look at what the chart for Grimsey looks like. And then we will take a look at the other chart, of course. This is for Grimsey. The other one that we'll look at is Grindavik. So Grimsey is still doing its up and down like a yo-yo. And we see it had downward trends, upward trends all mixed together here. And it is really quite confusing when you're looking at some of it. But I don't think there's a heck of a lot going on there now. It's slowed down quite a bit. Hey, welcome, Leo. Glad to have you on board. I want to know, DJ John. No, you don't. No clues. You wait. Anyway, let's take a look at the Grindavik chart. And this is the Grindavik one. It's about the same as what we see at Fuego. So that would be a pretty good indicator that most of what we're seeing is, you know, a wider, broader base or area that it's covering. It's not necessarily isolated to our Fuego area alone. So that's kind of the indicator there. Anyway, let's pop back up to that one, and then we'll have a quick peek at our there we go, at our earthquakes. Moving on there, and let me get on the right screen, and we'll get at those. So, yep, looking at what we've got, looks like 52 earthquakes showing for the last 24 hours. And when we see up here in the Grimsey area, there's the island of Grimsey. Things have slowed down here quite a bit in the last little while. So we are not getting those big swarms anymore that we had before. We're getting just little ones. A good example is this from 2230, 1.6, 9.6 kilometers down, another 1.6 from 1557, that is yesterday, no, today's, sorry, 1.6, 5.9 kilometers down. 1.5 happened very recently here, 2204, and 12.7 kilometers down for that guy. We've got one from 1813, 1.3 in magnitude, 5.2 kilometers down. Then we have this from 8:58 a.m., magnitude 1.6, 5.2 kilometers down. And we have another 1.6, 3.7 kilometers down from 1819, and yeah, sorry, 3.7 kilometers down for that guy. And this is a little bit more shallow right there. 2036 is the time on that one, magnitude 1.2, and it is 2.1 kilometers down. Then we have right next to it a fairly deep one, and that is a magnitude 1.1 from about 1710, and it is 8.5 kilometers down. Then we've got a 1.2 from 1933, and that is 7.2 kilometers down. Going down here a little bit more, that one is a lot more shallow, only 1.1 kilometers down for that magnitude 1 from 8:34 a.m. And then we got a magnitude 1.1, 6.6 kilometers down, 9:17, and then we got a 1.4. That one is deep again, 15.1 kilometers down from 1425, and that gives you a pretty good idea. Then we have a group over here in the bay, and I'm just going to grab this bigger one, 1.7, 5.6 kilometers down from 2146, and maybe we'll grab one more here, the 0.9, 2135 was the time, magnitude 0.9, 4.6 clicks down, and gives you a pretty good idea of, you know, what's going on in our local area there. So let's take a look as we work our way down here. 0.3, 1.1 kilometers down from 1237 in this guy. Not sure if that's going to really mean anything. Single little quake like that, usually not going to indicate much. And then we have a 0.8 here, and that is only 100 meters down. 1743 was the time on that guy. We do have this the 0.7, 3.8 kilometers down from 1955, and then we have a 0.98, 2.1 kilometers down from yesterday at 23:35, and that is right at Askja, and that is what we're looking at there. So Askja had one. I don't know if we're going to see some more in that area. If we start seeing a swarm here, then things will get interesting. Anyway, let's carry on. 0.9 magnitude for that guy, 21.6 kilometers down. That's quite deep. 1456 is the time on that one. And then right here, that should be Bardabunga, and that is 1.1, 2.7 kilometers down from 10:21 a.m. today. And then we have a 1.6, a little bit fresher. 16:01 was the time on it. 2.9 kilometers down. I was going to say 3, but yeah, 2.9. Got to be accurate, right? And that 1.1 though, 2.7 clicks down. If we had 3 or 4 more of those, I'd start to get worried, but we don't, so I'm not going to worry about it. 1.5 in magnitude, 13.8 kilometers down, or just about 9, and that is from 6:25 a.m. And then we have this 1.07, 1.7 kilometers down, 3:14 a.m. 1.1s don't worry me. No, they're too small. Well, actually, DJ, yeah, if you have, say, 20 of them all in the same spot, I would get very worried. That's a big difference, right? And eating and listening. Oh, Amelia, you made sandwiches for all of us. That was very kind of you. And you're pretty quick at that. What kind of sandwiches did you make us? Anyway, 0.77, 1.78 kilometers down at 7:30 this morning. Lots of 7s in that. So there we go. Going up in the central region here, 1 in magnitude and 1.4 kilometers down from 1516. Then I was sliding down 0.9, 7.1 kilometers down from 1049. And then we get one that's a little bit bigger, 2.3, 5 kilometers down from 1559. Getting a little closer to our Reykjanes Peninsula. So very, very interesting. Let's just check these out. Down at Katla, we had magnitude 1.83, and that is 135 meters down, 5:01 a.m. Not sure if that's any kind of an indicator. We also had a 1.2, 5.2 kilometers down, and that one was from just about 1 p.m. or 12:57 their time in Iceland, just after lunch. So zooming in a little bit, we don't see anything over here at the Hekla, so that is pretty quiet. And of course that was the Katla area. Sliding over a little bit more, we got this 1.5, 5.2 kilometers down, 14:13 was the time on that one. Then magnitude 1.4, 5.2 kilometers down from 12:22. We have a 1.7, 4.9 kilometers down, 12:48 on that guy. 11:38 for this 0.9, 5.2 kilometers down. Seems to be a common theme, that 5.2 kilometers. We have a 2.14, a 4.17, 127 I should say, and that is from 7:16 a.m. Their time in Iceland. And then we have 6:22 a.m., a 1.1, and that is 6.1 kilometers down. Out here on that little peninsula or area, whatever you want to call it, that one is 0.6, 1.1 kilometers down from 1755. Very common to see some quakes in this area. Usually they're there or right out here, just right on the edge of the water. So pretty cool, and that's what we've got. Looking at the rest of the peninsula, unfortunately, there's Fraga del Fjord, and when we zoom in, we see nothing in our area. And of course, our original fissures are here, or volcanoes, if you want to call them that, of course, like Ragnar, and then we got the Siggy fissure that is right around here. Not seeing a darn thing, and of course, Kalir is here, and that we were viewing from the other side. So quiet in our area, and that is a shame in a way, but it is what it is. We're not going to be able to change it. For those good people who are not familiar with the peninsula, this is Grindavik right down here, the town of Grindavik, and then of course the Blue Lagoon is here, and this is the power plant. And of course, there's a hotel right there as well. And for others there, this is the Keflavik airport, Keflavik, Reichenspar, Yardvik, and those areas. And sliding out a little bit more, though, we do see down here a 4.8 kilometers down from 4:36 a.m. Very small 0.2, 6.4 kilometers down, and not seeing too much there. 1810 was the time on that guy, and then we have a couple offshore here, 1.6 in magnitude, and that was 5 kilometers down from 2:19 in the morning. The 0.9, 6.4 kilometers down, 11:36, and sliding out a little bit more, we got a 0.94, 7 kilometers down from 3:02 a.m. And then we have a few that are out here going across the way, and these are all appear to be in the twos as far as the range. 6 a.m., 2.22, 20.3 kilometers down for him. 2:42 a.m., 2.06, 23.4 kilometers down. These are all very deep, I see. 2:52 a.m., 2.4, 22.09 kilometers down on that guy. This one is from 5:05 a.m., 2.3, 14.5 kilometers down. And then we've got a couple stacked here, 2.38, 12.97 kilometers down, and 6:51 a.m. And the other one is, we got him. We want the other one. The, 2.38, 12.97. Are they about the same depth? Just about. Anyway, 6:51 a.m. For that guy. So we've got them all, and that kind of gives you a little bit of an idea. There's something going on, but we really don't know what is moving yet, or if we're going to see more action there in the near future. So pretty cool, pretty awesome. Silversmith is in the house. Welcome back. Glad to have you on board. I got a Storm Chaser earlier. Leo was here. Cool. And I think, Brian Perfectibility 999 popped in as well. Good to have you on board, Brian. Okay, and that is the other map. I'm just looking at it. It's pretty much the same. They just don't show the very, very tiny ones. But there they've got the other ones listed that we just went through out there, and we do see the ones just offshore here, or well, they show the one of them, but the other ones were too small to worry about. And that's about it for our wonderful Iceland right now. Unfortunately, we're not seeing anything major happening there. Right? Echo, 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 echo. The bot, the bot, the bot is here, is here, is here. Hey, Echo, Echo, Echo. Good to see you. Anyway, that is our Iceland for today. Let's pop over and have a quick peek at Sicily and see how Mount Etna is doing. So we'll get in there. I want gold. Well, you got to go to Iceland and get permission to go digging, 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 digging. Echo, echo, echo. Oh, hang on. What happened there? What happened there? What happened there? Let's get on the right one. Okay, there we go. Yeah, Iceland is quiet, and Sicily is fairly quiet as well. Let's see if we can get that up on the screen. That is from earlier, from 1825. You can see some wonderful clouds. You do see some smoke coming off of it, and I was kind of surprised that we were seeing a little bit more smoke today. But hey, it's there. So I did make a couple short little things that I was 2 times in Iceland, a very nice experience. Techno Trace, I've only been there once, but it is beautiful, and I found the people of Iceland, the actual Icelanders, our Icelandic people, wonderful, very accommodating, very pleasant, so doing their thing, and they are good. And the best part is I like the hot dogs. Anyway, that is what Sicily was looking like at about 6:30 p.m. We're very close to it. But this was earlier in the morning, and we'll get this going. These are time lapses that I created. I do have 2 of them today, and we'll make this one go here, and just gives you a little bit more of an idea. This was about 15 minutes before 8 a.m. and moving onward. And as you can see, it was a bright, clear day for them for the most part at the start of the day, and really, really looked good. So really nothing major to complain about, and very little smoke coming from the volcano in the beginning. But it seemed like over time the smoke did increase a little bit, and I do have a second video here from a different angle that we will look at after this one. It's also a time lapse, so you'll get the idea. And one of the things that you need to know about these time lapses, of course, I keep telling people that they are 64 times the regular speed, which is untrue because I actually record them at 2 times the speed. So we're actually almost at 128 times the actual speed of what normally happens. But hey, that's immaterial. It looks cool. It is nice to see, and it gives you a better portion of the day in a smaller time frame here, because it's kind of boring watching the smoke going out if it's really not moving fast, right? So anyway, that's what it was looking like. As you can see, it is increasing in smoke compared to what we had when we started that video, and that is pretty awesome. And welcome to Techno, by the way, and also welcome to Evie Stardust. Glad to have you on board today, and nice to see you. And yeah, so somewhere around noonish is when I think I quit with this video. I can't remember exactly what time it was. And their time, of course. That is their time, not my time. And it looked pretty cool. I thought it was nice. A big time difference between here and there. And for those who are not familiar with it, I am in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. A long ways away from there. Anyway, that was the first video, and we'll throw on the second one, and this is a slightly different angle, and we'll show that as well. And this one isn't quite as long, but gives you a pretty good idea of that smoke and the direction that it was heading. and it's more or less right towards the cameras. By the way, if you look up here, you see a lot of vehicles moving around, and yes, they are providing tours of the people going out to go see Etna. And of course, those people got smoked out there pretty good with the change in the winds and stuff like that. So that's up on the top of the hill there. I don't think my mouse shows up there. No, not during the video, but it's up there. All good. So pretty awesome. John Lloyd also here. Welcome. I'm glad to have you on board. And all good there. So yeah, you can see those little white vehicles zipping around there. Boy, they sure speed a lot, don't they? For up on a volcano, I guess maybe it gets hot and they need to keep moving or something. I have no idea. Anyway, that's what we were seeing again this morning. That's around getting close to noon time, lunchtime there in Sicily, and that's what we were seeing. So pretty cool, pretty awesome. It is break time for me though, and we will get to that break. So glad to have you all on board today. And for those people who are here, if you're enjoying the show and you have not yet hit that like button, please help us out. And of course, the target is to get it to at least 100. And that's when YouTube analytics really take off and make things happen for us. Anyway, there's the end of that video. And like I say, that was a slightly different angle. And that took a lot of time for me to create those two. And I do have a third one that is not of Etna, though. And we will show that later. Anyway, that was what it looked like there at 6:30 p.m. And we'll leave that be. I'm going to put that back to live. And we know that it is 1:30 in the morning. They are now on the 4th. So they are already ahead of us. Same as Piggy and everyone else over there in those good areas. I'm going to put you back over to the Icelandic shot. Turn that canned lava back on, and we will let that play for the duration of the break. Maybe I'll turn that little thing on so everybody knows it was from the 6th of August. All right, you guys, be good, be kind, stick around. I am going to go take a Pepsi break, and hopefully you'll all still be here when I get back. Here comes some music, and I'll be back. Be good. And there we go. Microphone is back on. Welcome or welcome back, everyone. I'm glad to have you on board today. I'm your host, DrFox2000, and you're watching VolcanoX, a live stream. And thank you, Leo and Sue, for the welcome backs, and that is all good. John Raper going to go ahead for bed, and good night, John, and all the best to you. Hopefully you'll have a good sleep. And let's carry on with our wonderful show here. So we had a look at, Sharon Stewart got in there, says, I hear you, DrFox2000. All right, all good, excellent. Anyway, let's stop our canned lava, and let's just put on the brakes there. There we go, and that's all good. And let's go. Oh, that, by the way, is Reykjavik. For those who don't know, I'm going to turn that little thing off on the bottom there. All right, next place that we'll go, we did have a look at the stuff in Sicily, so we'll pop over to the Azores and see what kind of activity we've got going on there. And I don't think we've had all that much happening there, so that's kind of what it looks like right now with our shot from the island of Sao George, and that's where we're looking. And of course we can see out there the island, Pico Island, the lights on Pico Island. For those who aren't familiar with it, we do have this other picture here. Kind of gives you an idea of what it looks like. That strait in between is about 18 kilometers across between the two islands, and up on the top right hand side there you can kind of sort of see Fayal Island as well, and that is what we kind of look at. Anyway, there's the harbor down on the bottom, and a little piece of town, and Fayal Island would be out there. We can't really see it, but it's there. And let's go to our next frame, and that of course is our little cove, where we take a look and see how much white water we have splashing in here. It gives us a really good idea of what the sea conditions are like. And I do believe, yeah, that's this one, just so you have a daytime shot of that. You kind of know what you're looking at, and you can see how rough that day was, and that's from the 24th of September. So, but this is current, and you can see the October 3rd up on the top, and they are at 23:42, so not quite midnight there. But we do see some white water in here, so a little bit on the rough side. I wouldn't want to go there. Anyway, let's pop over to our earthquake charts and have a look at that. We're going to make that screen a little bit wider again. There we go. And unfortunately, not a pile of earthquakes happening there either. We do have this 2.1, and that happened at 20:39 for them. And I did preload the other one and the other map, and I was looking going, well, where's the other quakes? Shouldn't there be some other quakes? Let me refresh that one. We only see the one there, and according to this, well, it's not an hour and 21 minutes ago. Let me refresh it. We'll see. And yeah, we still only see that one 3 hours and 6 minutes ago according to this. So we're really not seeing anything major or any action there in the Azores, and that's pretty quiet. So makes a guy wonder what's going on. Anyway, since having said that, you remember that hot spot over here at the end of the Reykjavik Ridge, and that was still going. If we go over to that chart real quick and take a look, they did have another one there, and of course you can see how many we had in that area, lots of them, but they did have this other one, 5.2, 10 kilometers down, happened at 12:08, their time, and that is kind of what it is in that area. So, and of course, the Azores are right in here, and that is the Eurasian plate, African plate, and North American plate for those who are not familiar with the area. And that's kind of all we were seeing there for the time being. Let's leave that be. We'll pop over to our next ones, and that would be, of course, Popocatépetl, and that is in Mexico. And I'm trying to find the right one. There we go. And that is what we were seeing most of the day. If we go back a little bit here and there, we do see some cloud cover that wasn't too appealing, but hey, not much you can do. We can see that the volcano was indeed continuing to off-gas quite a bit. And if we go back a little bit more, from about 12:40 p.m., we see that is blowing off in the other direction there. So it's doing its thing, right? It's just not as prolific as what we had before. Let me see if I can go right about here. We see a lot more cloud build up here. And I'm not sure if this is cloud building or if that was actually coming from the volcano. To me, it looked more like just the cloud building up, because our caldera is up top here. And you can see the steam or smoke coming out of it. And this side here would be a cloud building up and kind of creating itself as the day goes by. By the way, we don't see any snow. No snow on Popocatépetl, and that is pretty wild. But let's go back a little bit more to our what I refer to as the golden time. Actually, let's go back a little bit more than that, because I had this little eruption written down here, and let's see if we can get to the right spot. 5:30 a.m. and actually I had 5:33 written down. So we see that smoke coming out of there. I hope I didn't pass that. I'm gonna just back up a little bit. I think I did. Whoop. Going back, I'm gonna go 10 seconds at a time. I think it will be quicker. And of course, the stars in the background look pretty awesome, and yeah, that guy kind of popped out there. It looked like a dinosaur ready to bite you. There's an eyeball in the mouth, and it's coming out to get you. It's a critter. It's a volcano. It's a lava monster. I don't know, something. Anyway, that is what we were seeing at 5:35. This morning, and that wasn't too bad. Just kind of a neat, yep, Leo, you got it. And that's a striking resemblance. Anyway, welcome, Stevette. Glad to have you on board. And moving along a little bit more, there was a few more puffs out of there like that, so I'm not going to worry about them. They really didn't do much. As the day got a little bit, or the night got come to an end, 6:49 a.m. We still see stars up there, but we start to see daylight moving in. And if we go ahead a little bit more here, we get into our golden time. We can definitely see the volcano is still off-gassing, doing a bunch of stuff, but nothing really major popping out of it. And then it basically just kept on doing its thing all day long. And for a change, it's nice to see that it is a little bit clearer there. So they're getting a better weather for those good people in Mexico. So that is pretty awesome. And I want to get to this one here. There we go. Actually, let's back that up just a little. And anyway, yeah, 11:42 2 is what I had written down, so that should be right about there. And we have seen that billowing out, and of course always nice to see a little bit of an eruption, and you know, we'll advance that 5 seconds at a time so you get a little bit more of an idea what it looks like. And you know, it's the typical puff that comes out, and not much you can do. It just continues, and then it starts to get a little clearer after a while. This area here all laden with a lot of ash, and then it seems that it turns into a very gassy material near the end of its eruption. So that's kind of what we're seeing. Not a heck of a lot of action there, but it is there, and we do like it. And of course, that is what the current view looks like. So not too bad, and that's all good. This, of course, the other angle, and again, the golden moment in the morning here. I want to get back to that. That would be somewhere around here. Where is it? Where the monster came out. Yeah, the monster doesn't look very good from this angle. Looks more like Bullwinkle. Anyway, that was early morning, and that, oh, now it switched me back to even further back. Why does YouTube do that? They allow me to go back 18 hours now on this stream, so kind of weird. There must be something new with their system. Anyway, that's kind of what we were seeing, so I'll put it back on live, and that's what we've got right now. And it is 6:51 p.m. there in Mexico, and we see that. Next one on our list. Hey, look at that. The clouds dissipated. And what a beautiful color in the sky. And of course, this is Fuego. And Fuego down in Guatemala, down in Central America. And it was hiding in the clouds for the most part for the entire day. So hopefully it'll be coming out of those clouds. We know that they had horrible storms down there, and doing their thing. Hey, finally got a bunny in here. That is awesome. And isn't it a coincidence? We got a bunny and we got a squirrel at the same time. Hi, Squirty. What you doing? Oh, you're getting a drink. Okay. Squirrel's having a drink. Pretty cool. And I guess he likes that one shop stop. He gets to have his nuts. He gets to have cookies. And then, yep, he just grabbed another walnut and he jumped into the tree. Pretty awesome. Anyway, yeah, sorry for sidetracking there. Those squirrel moments. Actually, give me a second here. I'm going to be right back. I'm going to chase a magpie away. Don't go away. I'll leave the mic on. Okay, problem resolved. Those magpies been chasing the rabbits away, and I don't like that. So that is what we've got going on. And let's see what we got. Yeah, all right. Anyway, that is Fuego. That's what it was doing. And I did try to get some updated shots on these other ones. Cerro Negro, we still are stuck with yesterday's picture, unfortunately. And of course, they still have not updated our Messiah volcano. I did find the other shot of Messiah, but that too is not updated. That is from September 10th, but that is the actual caldera. and you can see the lava plume inside here, and the bottom would normally be lit up like that. If it was a current picture, we'd be able to see what's going on. Unfortunately, it is not. So that is what we got. I'm going to put it back on Popocatépetl. We'll carry on to our next volcano. And there's Merapi. And Merapi, of course, is not making us very happy because it spent just about the entire day or night behind clouds, and really was not visible at all. And of course, this is the typical Merapi volcano gray that we're seeing. And it's unfortunate, even when we go back to various times, it really didn't do a heck of a lot. So it's kind of what it is, but nothing we can do about it. It's bad weather there, so we'll leave it there. And the picture, of course, right now is not doing us justice either. We do see that it is pluming up some ash and material like that, but not a good picture, guys, unfortunately. And we're working on it. We'll see if we can get some other source for that one in the future here. Popping over to New Zealand real quick. I did see Ruapehu was out of the clouds earlier. If we go back a little bit, we can see it a whole bunch better, and this is about an hour and a half ago. And there is Mount Ruapehu, and that is pretty nice to see. Lots of snow on that thing again. The snow line is up a little higher though, but still looks like they've had a lot of fresh snow up top. And that is where we are. What do you mean, where Fuego? Fuego? You didn't see Fuego? Oh boy. If you weren't watching, you missed Fuego. I would have had it on the screen there. At least I think I did. Did everybody see Fuego? I hope you did. That would have been on this one, and we know we had it. So, anyway. Okay, all right. Don't mess me up there, DJ. That's not allowed. You know that, eh? All right. And, anyway, going back there. Mount Ruapehu, and that is in the on the North Island of New Zealand, and looks pretty good. Don't mind it at all. And let's put it back on Merapi so I can find my screen in the meantime, and I will continue to watch that one. Next one is, of course, this wonderful shot. It's called Semeru. Isn't that beautiful? We like Semeru, don't we? Anyway, we'll go back and have a look at it a little bit here, but for right now, I'll let you take a look at this little tidbit that I recorded earlier. And of course, this is Semeru doing its thing. So Semeru was showing some activity in between the clouds, and we do like that, and at least we can see some of it. And I did have to stop and start the recording a few times here because of the amount of clouds that were coming in, and everything was gray. But at least we can see that we had some popping and so a little bit of lava coming out of there, and definitely some action. And I'm very happy that we could at least see that. And of course, we see the stars whizzing by because this again is at a very high rate as far as the time-lapse recording. So it gives you a pretty good idea what was going on there. And that, of course, is Semeru, and that is in East Java, on one of the Indonesian islands, on the island of Java. East Java. Java like coffee. I don't know. Do they grow coffee there? I'm wondering. Do they have Java on Java? That is a good question. I don't know. Anyway, that is just about at the end of that wonderful thing. And maybe one more round. The clouds came in so hard and heavy at times you just couldn't see. But I figured we'd capture some of that. And it does look pretty good. Looks like a volcano erupting, right? That's what we want to see. So pretty cool, pretty awesome, and we liked it, and that is really good. Okay, yeah, should be getting, once it gets really cloudy is when I stopped it, so we'll see. Did we see Fuego, or is it cloudy? No, we did look at Fuego. Boy, I thought I showed Fuego. We're going to go back there, and we will show you Fuego again since somebody seems to have missed Fuego. And now we have a problem. Fuego isn't showing anymore. Let's see if we can back that up. That was Fuego with the awesome sunset. And I think we had it right about there, or just a tad bit further. That is Fuego. That is as much as we're going to see. So, DJ? No. Stop that. Behave. You know darn well where Fuego is. We don't need to tell you. It's still in Guatemala. Nobody's moved it. All right. Must have been taking a magpie. What have been the magpie's fault? Anyway, that is Fuego for those who weren't watching. Okay. And yeah, we'll leave that at that. Anyway, you guys, it's break time. I'm going to go take that break, and we'll turn that back off on Semeru. And I'll put it back to our current. That is what our live shot is. Bloxyman22, welcome. I'm glad to have you on board. And let's put it back to our canned lava. And we'll do that. And I'm going to go take a break. And once we have our canned lava back on the screen, it'll be all good. And I'm waiting for my computer to catch up here. And there's our canned lava, and it's not flowing. There we go. I got it flowing. I like having the power. Okay, that is kind of good for right now. For those people who are here, if you have not yet hit that like button, help us out. The target, of course, is to get over that 100 mark, where the YouTube analytics take over and really help us out. And that would be great. Also, if you're new and you have not yet subscribed, please do consider subscribing. That way you can chat in the chat box with the rest of the friendly folks here. And on that note, we will have bacon seeds when we come back. And everybody better be watching, right? Anyway, be good, be kind, and stick around. I'm your host, DrFox2000, here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. I'll be back in about 5 minutes or thereabouts, give or take a bit. We'll see what happens. Keep smiling, play nice. Thanks. back. Welcome back, everyone. I'm your host, DrFox2000, and you're watching VolcanoX, a live stream. Thank you for the welcome backs from Scott and Sue, and Old Mummy of Hamster says, welcome back, Uncle Doc. And thanks Leo and Kevin and Grandma B and I think we're good there. Oh, Colin Deadman, King Colin Deadman, and hang on, Storm Chaser. That is one too many items there. Limit of 5 emojis. You better drink one of those beers real quick and get rid of it. Anyway, yep, that's not good for you. Anyway, I did promise bacon seeds. Let's go over there and have a look. And that was our last one from yesterday. And well, thank you, Nancy. Let's get on to the first one today. And I think these guys might be dressing up for Halloween already or something. I have no idea. But definitely smirking at the camera. You gotta love it. Just imagine that coming to your door on Halloween Eve. That would be very, very interesting. Sorry, Doc. Of course I'll drink it. Yeah, I'm sure you would. Not a problem. Anyway, that is the first bacon seed today. Let's have a look at the next one. And, this one's going for tacos. Also smiling. Gotta love it. You know, the expressions on their faces really do get me, and it is kind of a smirk. You kind of wonder what they're thinking when they're doing that. Anyway, that looks pretty awesome. And Mexican piggy, yep, senora. And that is what we've got. Next one is this one, and that's a little bit more dignified, I think. Awful pink nose there, and a pink a hat with a flower on it. Cool looking. Not sure if that's fun fur or a dog or a big sheep or something that it's laying on, but it looks nice. Not bad. And pretty awesome. And next one is this one. And here's looking at you. That is a close-up view of a nostril set and a smile. So, you gotta like it. That is pretty nice looking. I like those little piggies. And we'll get to the next one. And there we go. That's for those who don't like piggies. And this one is telling you exactly what to think. I gotta like it. And that is pretty awesome. And our last bacon seed for today, and there it is, to make you smile just a little bit more. This one looks like it's been having some fun hamming it up outside in the grass. So pretty cool. And a big thank you to Piggy for supplying the bacon seeds again. You know, even in her sad days here, she's still sending them promptly and doing a bang-up job getting new ones for us. So thank you very kindly, Piggy. We appreciate your efforts. Okay, we really do. And we'll carry on with the stream now. Let's pop over to Japan, and we'll do our things. And yes, Old Mummy of Hamster says, thank you, Piggy, you rock. And that is awesome. And Sue also says, thanks for the bacon seeds, Piggy. So very nice. And there we go. So looking at our wonderful Sakurajima, and that is kind of what we're seeing right now. It looks like it's trying to keep a lenticular cloud on top of it here, or something very similar in resemblance. If we go back just a little bit, it did look a little bit more like that type of a cloud, but it's hanging pretty low. They must have some warmer air sitting in the bottom area here, keeping it aloft. If we go back a little bit more, we do see what it was looking like, and there we go. A lot more like a lenticular cloud in that spot, right? But anyway, this is about 3 hours ago, and then we get into the darkness, and I was trying to see, if there was anything major happening there at night. I really did not see any lava flow or anything. We've seen a couple times where the activity, it looked like it was smoking pretty bad, but really no lava popping out at any point in time. And that's already 6 hours ago, 2:52 a.m. their time, and of course that's a little further back. And again, they're getting back to those other times, looking pretty good. So yeah, and then back into their evening, and that is what we were seeing. Pretty awesome. Oh, you know what? I forgot to do something. I forgot to. I'll load it right here. I did say I was going to load that other picture that Piggy sent. I did crop it and got it ready. So this, of course, is right here. And I don't want to be nasty to Piggy. She's a wonderful person, and whoop, she sent this, so I'm going to make that a little bit bigger. And of course, you can see her wonderful friend there, the hoot owl, and the owl is sitting up on the wires, and she was able to capture that picture earlier, and so that's a real hoot. And I'm glad that Piggy got a nice shot. So thank you, Piggy, for that one. And you forgot the hooter. No, I got it now, Piggy. Sorry, that was my bad. But I did get it, so all good. Yeah, I totally forgot to load it. I cropped the picture, but I thought, oh yeah, I'll remember, but no, got sidetracked, squirrels and things. But that is a nice shot. Thanks, Piggy. And that's actually a pretty big owl when you see it sitting up there like that. And we don't have as many of those around our area here. So scope owl. Okay, a scope owl. Does it have? Oh, it scopes out things and then gets it. I wonder. Anyway, very nice, Piggy. Thank you, and I appreciate you sharing that as well. Okay, getting back to our Sakurajima. So that was back in their earlier hours. Or evening hours from yesterday, their time, which is technically already the future for us, and that's kind of what it looked like. Really, not a heck of a lot going on there right now, other than it throwing out lots of clouds. So this is present or current live picture 9:18 on the 4th. So they are in the future. We're still on the 3rd here in Edmonton, of course. Some of the other people in Europe and those areas are on the 4th as well. It's a small, Dr. Fox. Okay. I don't know how small it would be. I don't know. You've seen our magpies. Is it the same size as magpie? I'm just curious. I know it wouldn't be the size of our little woodpeckers. They're really tiny here. Mind you, we've had some bigger woodpeckers here as well. Surviving, thank you. All back to the lurkers. Okay, no problem, Piggy. Anyway, looking at the other shot here, the ice cream boat is not here right now. And I was hoping to time this with the ice cream boat, but it's not here. we'll come back and look for it later and see if we can find one. And of course, they were here earlier, but we didn't see. Anyway, just pop back a little bit just to see what it looked like. And I think right around here, as what I was looking at, that lenticular dome cloud that was on top of that, and I thought that was kind of a neat shot from this camera angle, and I liked it. Pretty neat, but it dissipated after a while, so got a little rough looking. Anyway, I'll put that back onto live. We'll see. We'll check back later to see if we can find another ice cream boat coming in there. Moving on and getting over to Aso. Aso-san is throwing out a fairly decent plume of steam, and of course that caldera collects a whole bunch of water when it rains there, and that is what we're seeing steaming off. It's a lake that is inside that caldera, very similar to a Taal or any of the other ones that have lakes in them. So pretty neat. Hey, Trevor T is here. Welcome, Trevor. Glad to have you on board. Kevin Haynes, I don't know if I said hi to you. Lizoid's also here. Good to see you. And anyway, that is Aso-san, and that is in Japan as well. Moving on to our next one. Not such a good picture today. Lots of haze in the way, but that is Suwanoshijima, also down in the southern islands of Japan, and that is what we were seeing. They did have some other shots here. Again, the clouds in the way makes it very, very difficult to see anything if we back up into the night. I really didn't check this one, so we're going to see if there was. I know there was a couple little spots of lava, but nothing major, and you can see it's hazy down below and a little more clear up in the top, but there you can see a little bit of lava in the caldera, and that was kind of nice to see a glow, right? At least you know it's doing its thing, being active, and that is kind of about it. That's all we had seen. And I think here, this kind of from yesterday at 23:30, so 11:30 p.m. their time roughly. It looked like it was off-gassing fairly good, but again, hard to tell where those clouds are coming from, if that was in fact from the volcano or if that's from just regular cloud coming through. Anyway, back to live, 9:22 a.m. There in Japan, and that's what we're seeing. So, and that's pretty cool. Popping over to our next one. This is a Taal volcano, and that is, of course, compliments of our wonderful friends down there, and that is a Taal meditation. And there we go. I'm going to make sure that is moving because it doesn't look like it's moving. Yep, it's moving. Okay, we do see the other clouds up here moving by. The long-range shots are always difficult to tell if things are moving along. We do see it steaming, and as mentioned with Aso, this too has a lake in it, in the caldera, and we do see some of the off-gassing happening there, but not as heavy as what we would like to see for an eruption. But hey, it is what it is, doing its thing, so all cool. And next one on our list, of course, is that is our Yellowstone National Park, and that is still going. Unfortunately, they're not showing our Old Faithful right now. That's what I was looking for. Yep, Yellowstone National Park, and that, of course, is in mostly in Wyoming, northwest corner of Wyoming, and there's also a little bit of that park in Montana as well as Idaho. So pretty cool, and that is kind of what we're seeing there right now. There are over 500 active geysers there in Yellowstone, and you are more than welcome to have a look at them if you want. Leo did bring up the link to this site, so if you wish to go there, you're more than welcome to. They do have some fantastic maps indicating where all the different geysers are, the primary ones anyway, and the camera angles and stuff that when they swing these around, you guys can have a look at that on your own. Monkism, no, well, Irish monk is here, of course, and yeah. Okay, let's carry on. We're going to go to Hawaii, and this is from 1756, or almost 6 p.m. Hawaii time last night. That is what it was looking like. It's still showing quite low in lava level within the lava pond. I don't see anything fresh in the toe area. It's not showing anything fresh, and you can see the level here really not doing so well. Some brighter places like right here, here, and over here, and then maybe a little bit on this corner here. And of course, that is where the fresh lava is draining out, and that is caused by the breaking or the bubbles coming up, breaking up the crust that has formed on the fresh lava. And of course, down here is where the lava tube is flowing into it and providing more lava, and it's not providing enough for our likings right now. Let me get on the right screen on my other shot here, and we'll switch pictures. And again, oh, hang on, I already forgot. I wanted to update it. There we go. That is updated. So this is current from 1416 Hawaii time, or 2:16 p.m. And again, you can see this is the area that flow comes in from this end, and we're not seeing a heck of a lot here. You can see the lava level is down possibly by about 3 meters from the top of the lava pond. And again, you see light spots there, there, and there. And this one is kind of out of sight. You can't really see it. But those are the places where it's draining out. And we don't see any glow at all in the toe area right there. Next shot is this one, again from yesterday, same thing, 17:58 p.m. or 59, and we can see the lava pond. Primary vent is hiding underneath the smoke here, and we do have a lot of other smoke in there that makes it hard to see. This area, you notice the smoke is quite high. Still wondering if that is going to get some lava pushing up there and pop that piece out and into the actual caldera. We'll see what happens in the future. Let's take a look at the current picture, and current one really doesn't look much different. We do see some more smoke or steam coming out of that area, and here as well. I don't know if that's coming up, or we know this one is up high. I don't know about this, so this might be new. Anyway, primary vent is right in here. You can kind of sort of see it, and the little hornito where the lava tube is should be right about here. Very difficult to see anything with all that smoke in there. Going to the other side, we're going to have a picture from this side of the caldera. This one, and that was from last night, and again about 6 p.m. their time, and that is what it was looking like. Primary vent right there. Too smoky to really see anything in this shot. Let's do a refresh on it. Current picture, same thing, quite smoky, unfortunately, and not able to see a heck of a lot. So that's what we've got going on. Now we'll pop over to that thermal image, and of course this is from yesterday at 17:58. So just about 6 p.m. and there's your lava pond. There's the Hornito primary vent, and there's the toe area, and you notice the toe area is not looking like it's got any fresh lava in it at all. So it's got lighter material, but it doesn't have the brilliant light color that we see in the other stuff here. So it's been sitting for a while. We'll see what happens in the future. And there we refreshed it. Current time 14:14 on this picture. Hawaii time, again, primary vent, little Hornito there with the lava tube, and you can see that is this end where the lava is pouring in, and you can see some of those spots where it's draining out. And again, still not seeing this being really bright and brilliant in color. That would indicate that we've got more lava flow. So that is kind of it for Hawaii right now, you guys. And we'll take a look at the earthquakes for Hawaii after the break. But for right now, I am going to go take a break. So be good, you guys. And I just want to make sure my lava is still up to par. Aloha, Mark the Shark. And let me take a look here. It seems to have stopped. Oh, maybe I should click the go button. There we go. And I like that, making things go. And okay, I'm your host, DrFox2000. For those good people who have not yet hit that like button, give it a shot. We really would like to see the likes go over that 100 mark. Really does help out, and hopefully I will have that happen. And on that note, I'm going to go take a break. Keep smiling, play nice in the lava, and we'll see what we can find in the earthquakes and weather after we get back from our break. So don't go away. More to come, you guys. I'm your host, DrFox2000, and I'll be back. And I've got the microphone on. Welcome or welcome back, everyone. I'm glad to have you on board. I'm your host, DrFox2000, and you're watching VolcanoX live stream. Thank you for the welcome backs from Sue and Mummy of Hamster saying welcome back. Uncle Doc. Thanks, Leo and Kevin. And thank you, Kevin, for also renewing your membership as well as gifting one membership. And I see Mars 2028 got that one. So awesome. And Geoplanet Jane is here. Well, welcome back, Jane. Glad to have you on board. Sasha, thank you. And Lizoid saying, Lurker, welcome back, Dr. Fox. Awesome. And sorry about the time change. I guess Sharon Stewart didn't hear me. It's all right. And thanks, Nancy. There she goes. I hear you, Dr. Fox 2000. I just had to do that. All good, though. All good. It's wonderful. And no worries. Okay, so I did say we were going to take a look at our earthquakes happening around the world, and we'll get to that in a second. I'm just going to stop our lava here. There we go. I love that power, being able to stop a volcano in mid-tracks. I hate these time changes. Geoplanet Jane, you're not the only one. It really messes things up for everyone. And, it's one of those things. They said, we're only going to have that for a little while. When they originally put it out there, and then it messed things up. It's just like taxes. They said, we're only going to collect taxes for a little while. And they left it intact forever. It's one of those things. What do you do, eh? Anyway, let's see if we can go over and find our earthquakes. And there we are. We're on the earthquake map. And hopefully everyone can see that. There we go. This one here, of course, we did look at that earlier, 5.2 on the Reykjanes Ridge. And that was from 1208 their time, and in Iceland. And that's what we were seeing there. So that's in addition to that swarm that had been there for a while now. And we'll keep an eye on that area. It's always interesting to see that. Anyway, sliding down, we do see another reasonable size here, 5.5 South Sandwich Islands, and a brand new fresh one here at 4.8 in Colombia. But let's go to Hawaii, because that's where we're supposed to be. And we will take a look and see what's cooking in Hawaii. A little bit of shaking going on, and I'm not sure what all we're going to talk about here, but there's a real swarm right in here, and that always makes things interesting. Let's start out down here in the Pahala area first, though, and we will take a look at these and see what they are doing. 1.8, by the way, those ones in the Pahala area are all between 26 and about 37 kilometers down. So if I don't mention depths, that's what is just part of the game here. Anyway, 1.8, 11:29 a.m. for that one. And then getting a little closer to town, 1.8 from yesterday at 2031. And we have a 1.8 there, also from yesterday at 1904. And going over here, a little bit bigger one, 3.2 from yesterday at 2248. And that kind of covers those real quick. Then we've got a couple out here in the water or right on the edge, 2.2 from today at 9:28 a.m. Then we have this guy here, 2.3 from yesterday, 21:46, and this guy 1.9 from today at 2:48 a.m. Another 2.9, and that's a little bigger again. 17:03 was the time on that one. Going up a little more here, 1.8. Yesterday's 21:54. And we'll grab these here. 1.8 today from 9:58 a.m. This guy 2.1 from 9:44. And then we see another 2.2 here, 6:46 a.m. And then we have this guy 1.9 from 1946 from yesterday. So that takes care of what's in the Pahala area. We'll get to the other Kilauea area in a bit, and we're going to take a look at what's happening up here on Mauna Loa. And you see that we've had quite a batch of quakes, and this is going to be interesting to see what happens in the future. This one from 9:31 a.m., 2.0 in magnitude, minus 0.5, and that's 500 meters above sea level. This, wrong one there. And this one is 1.4 kilometers above sea level, and it's a 1.4 in magnitude from 11:52. And then the one dead center here in the caldera, 2.0 from 10:50 a.m. And that is 900 meters above sea level. That is what we're seeing there. And then we see all of these, and this is kind of a new area where it's kind of sprouting, and I'm wondering if we're going to see something happen there. 3.7 kilometers down for this 3.0 magnitude from 33 minutes after midnight. And then we have a 2.6, 36 minutes after midnight, 2.7 kilometers down. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit here so we can differentiate between them. These guys are smaller, 1.5, 7:29 a.m., 3.5 kilometers down for that one, 0.08, 11:02 a.m., 2.5 kilometers down. Then we have a 1.6, 3.2 kilometers down from 8:28 a.m., then 1.0, 15:22 was the time on that, 3.8 kilometers down. 1.9 there from 13:17 or 1:17 p.m. 3.4 kilometers down. They have 0.7, 2.6 kilometers down from 11:10 this morning. These are all Hawaii time, and 0.8 magnitude, and 8:47 a.m. 4.1 kilometers down. Then we have a 0.9, 13:37, 4.3 kilometers down. And going on, taking a look at these other ones, stragglers a little further away. Okay, what is it? 0.7 in magnitude, 10:29, and 3.7 kilometers down for that guy. This one a little bit bigger, 2.0, 4:26 a.m., and that is up into the mountain. It's a little closer to the top, 2.6 kilometers above sea level. And then we've got this 0.7, 12:17, 3.2 kilometers down. And then we've got a 0.6 here, 13:15, 3.3 kilometers down. And for a 0.6, then we've got a 1.3, 10:59 a.m., 3.8 kilometers down. And we also have a 0.8 right there, 7:23 a.m., 5.4 kilometers down. And just to double check, I think we missed this guy over here, 0.7 at 9:51 a.m., and that is 600 meters above sea level, so well within the mountain. Not seeing anything over here on Mauna Kea, so Mauna Loa seems to have a lot of action. Looking here real quick before we get to Kilauea, we want to grab these out here. This is a 2.4, 1:27 a.m., 39.7 kilometers down for that guy. Then looking at this 2.7, 15:05 was the time on that, or 3:05 p.m., 5.2 kilometers down. And then we're getting up a little closer to Kilauea. Hoping that's going to shake some lava loose, and we'll see what happens. 2.2, that was from yesterday, 22:48, 1.9 kilometers down. And this guy, also from yesterday, 1958, 6.6 kilometers down for that 2.1. And that is kind of what we're seeing there. So Again, please remember this is a very old picture on the USGS map. It's not been updated as far as the level within the caldera. And presently, the level in the caldera, of course, is about roughly 144 meters from the crater floor, or roughly around 470 feet worth of lava slash magma in there. And of course, the volume sitting within that caldera is 111 million cubic meters of lava, or roughly 29.2 billion gallons, if you want to convert it. And that started erupting last year, September 29th of 21. So gives you a pretty good idea of what is going on. How about Google Earth? Google Earth is troublesome, hard to work with, and doesn't work well with my system here. But well, I don't know if they've got an updated picture on there, but I know they've got all kinds of different shots that you can actually put into Google Earth. Maybe some will be newer, but anyway, we'll carry on with the earthquakes. We see this guy here right near Easter Island, magnitude 4.9, and that is showing us 10 kilometers down, 3:55 a.m. And then we get over into the New Zealand area, and Fiji and Tonga and all that area. So looking at this guy, 4.4 Fiji, and that is 529 kilometers down. Happened at 15:33 on the 4th. It's already the 5th there, and that's pretty cool and pretty awesome. 4.3, another one in Fiji area, 609 kilometers down. Happened yesterday, there yesterday, or that'd be 2 days ago now, 23:47. I know that's confusing, isn't it? Funny part was I was watching a show here on, I'm not exactly sure where Tahiti is, but they took off from New Zealand and flew to Tahiti. And so you're starting off, if you started off today, which would be the 24th there, you'd be landing on the 23rd, the 4th here, landing on the 3rd here, which is really bizarre, but it's one of those things. Anyway, let's carry on with our volcanoes and earthquakes here. This one, 4.9 Loyalty Islands, happened at 14:05, and 10 kilometers down from that guy. Not seeing anything else in Papua New Guinea or that area. Not until we get over here, right near Lualatak, by the Banda Sea, 127.5 kilometers down for that 4.4 from 23:34. Yesterday, or technically 2 days ago now, for them. Don't see anything else on Java, Malaysia area, and all quiet, which is probably a good thing. And then we see this guy here, bottom end of the Philippines, and that is a 4.5, 127.2 kilometers down from 11:13 today, or technically there yesterday. Boy, I know, it really messes things up. Moving up a little bit further here, 5.0, a little bit bigger, 69.4 kilometers down for that 2:07 a.m. Quake. And sliding up, we don't see a heck of a lot of other activity. Everything seems to be a little bit more quiet. 4.4 here in Japan, 85 kilometers down from 10:39 from today. And then we see one near the Kuril Islands, and that is a 4.0 from 14:13, 415 kilometers down. So that covers most of our earthquakes that we're seeing on the USGS map today. Let's pop over to our wonderful Canary Islands, and we'll see what's going on there. We're going to definitely refresh this since it was still showing older data. And let's look at what we've got. We still see this guy here. That was from a couple of days ago, and it was a 3.4 out in the middle of nowhere. But let's zoom in on La Palma and see what we've got going on there. So a few quakes and a few more than I expected, but let's work through these. So yeah, we'll hit the star first. 0.7, very small, and that was on the third. 23:48 was the time on that guy. But let's start on the bottom of the list here. This one is just about right under Cumbre Vieja. Tahiti is part of France. No, Tahiti is where they have Tahiti treat. Oh, no, Tahiti is way far away from France. I know, it might be a French possession. It's all right. Billy Bob Joe, welcome. I'm glad to have you on board, and that is all right. Anyway, getting over back to this. 0.9, 8 kilometers down underneath where Cumbre Vieja is. So that's pretty interesting. And that was from 1:57 a.m. The next one is from 2:23 a.m. 0.8, 14 kilometers down, just about right on the coast there. Let me rephrase that. It's on the west side of the island, right, Irish monk? Anyway, 0.9, 2:28 a.m., 12 kilometers down for that guy. 1.1, also on the western side of the island, 12 kilometers down, 2:33 a.m. for him. And another one on the west side of the island, 0.8, 4:33 a.m., 10 kilometers down. And then we have another 1.7, 10 kilometers down from 6:02 a.m. So a little bit busier there today. And at 1.5 at 6:04, 12 kilometers down. And then we see this one, 0.7, and that is sitting underneath the lava flow. Kind of makes a guy wonder if that's just pressure from the lava. That was at 20:32 and 2 kilometers down. And then we have this guy here. It's a regular province of France. Oh, it's a regular province of France. Cool. I didn't know that. But they have Tahiti treats there. 0.7, 23:03, 5 kilometers down. And that is near Cumbre Vieja, but not right underneath it. So pretty cool. And the last one on the list, 0.7, 6 kilometers down from 23:48. And that is right where that star is, of course. So pretty awesome, but nothing that is going to scare us. Nothing that is going to be really interesting. So Bushcraft Bear follows the money. Bushcraft Bear is back in La Palma, so that's nice to know. Anyway, we do see these other ones up here, and I'm just trying to see what is lighting up on our list. That is an older one from a couple of days back, 2:57 a.m., 3.6, and of course that is on the ridge or divider between the Eurasian plate and the African plate. We also had this guy here. That is 14 kilometers down for a 2.5, and that was a couple days. Yesterday, well, technically my yesterday, or there 2 days ago, because they're over the date line now too. 14 kilometers down on that guy. Then the other one here is that 3.3, 20 kilometers down from, again, 2 days ago, their time, 16:51 was the time on it. So that gives you a pretty good idea of what was happening there. Quick peek at our volcano map. I don't think there's really any major changes on there that I did look earlier. didn't see a heck of a lot happening. We do see our quakes on the Reykjanes Ridge. Asja still the only one showing up in there in Iceland, and of course Seo George, and the other one behind it there, Tercera, doing its thing. Nothing really new. Sliding up our wonderful ring of fire there. We don't see a heck of a lot going on anywhere. Really no major changes. When we take a look at New Zealand, Taupo still there, White Island still there, pardon me, Samoa still there, and Home Reef and Tofua still doing their thing. Really nothing major, no changes that I've seen, and they put the orange, of course, Nishimoshima, if I said it right, would be right there, of course. That is still showing as an orange, so we know that it is continuing to do its thing. And for those who are curious, Rarotonga, I don't know where Rarotonga is, Jane. But anyway, is it one of the green ones? Anyway, there's our big ring of fire in case you're curious, and there's all the inactive ones as well as all the active ones together. So that's what we are seeing there for right now. It is time for me to take another break, and once we get done with the break, we'll get into our wonderful weather and go through that and see what we've got going on. He was doing a lot of travel in Europe. Oh, okay. Yep, he did. He went. He did go to Ireland even, but Irish monk wasn't home, so he left Ireland. An island east of New Zealand. Rarotonga is east of New Zealand. Okay. If it's lonely and small, I don't want to be there. Part of New Zealand. Okay. All right, I'm going to go take that break, you guys. I need to rest my voice. We'll put you back onto the canned lava for now. And keep smiling, be good, and I will be back in about 5 minutes or thereabouts. And then we'll keep going and do our weather stuff. So smile, and I will be back shortly. Thanks. am back, so welcome and welcome back, everyone. I'm glad to have you all on board still. And I'm your host, DrFox2000, and we're here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. And of course, that is what we're looking at. I think Sasha is a girl, Jane. And Piggy is Piggy is sleeping now. She was lurking, but I hope she's sleeping. Anyway, thank you for the welcome backs from Sue and Sharon Stewart saying, I hear you. Dr. Fox 2000. Thanks, Billy Bob Joe. And, yep, Sasha, definitely female. Okay, hi, Doctor. Thanks, Jane. I see. All right. And yes, Sasha can actually be a male's name in Russian as well. So it's actually a valid question in a way. But, seeing that dress with the dancers, I would think that Sasha was female. Just saying. Anyway, you guys, let's stop our canned lava here for a minute, and we'll pause that, and then we'll get on to our weather stuff. Whether we like it or not, it happens, and there we go. Weather maps. All right, SO2 maps first. I'm not going to dwell on this too long. Sasha, can you cut a rug? Careful. I have a Russian friend whose nickname is Sasha. Real name is Alexandra. And Jane, that's just as confusing. Alexandra can be either or, so not a worry. Anyway, yeah, it's one of those names. It's like the name Billy. Billy could be for either male or female, right? And nowadays, Sasha is a nickname, and all right, no worries. Anyway, we're seeing what we're getting for SO2 around the world. Of course, looking at Canada first, we see up in the north there, they still have quite a bit of SO2 up there, as well as way up here, which is what has been coming over from China. And a lot of that has been coming over from China, as well as, of course, from our wonderful Kamchatka Peninsula, throwing off a bunch of that SO2 as well. Getting into the North American theater, pretty much, human pollution, that type of thing. It's nothing really out of the ordinary. And what we're seeing here in Mexico from Popocatépetl, as well as Mexico City, that is now flowing into the Gulf, which is kind of not the usual. Usually we see it going out here into the Pacific, so just thought we'd throw that in. And we also see some of the other plumes here heading into the Atlantic rather than into the Pacific area. Going down Central America, it's kind of a mixed bag depending on where the wind currents are being caught. But we do see some still in the Pacific, not bad. Nothing coming out of the Galapagos right now. And sliding down a little bit further, we see the curvature or wind reverse and dump it back out into the other side. We see a fairly large storm here, so that's keeping things clear. And of course, you can see along the Chilean coastline here where it's kind of all pushing through and getting back into the Atlantic. Not so much coming off of South Sandwich Island or Michael Volcano. And looking here in New Zealand real quick, White Isle volcano still off-gassing pretty bad. We don't see anything coming out of Ruapehu or Taupo, and that's probably a good thing for right now. Tofua is still doing its thing. Nothing showing up from Home Reef volcano, unfortunately. And Yasur would be right in here. And his other two friends in Vanuatu are doing their things. I'd swear Leo had his barbecue going, but I don't know. Could be just people pollution and from the oil refineries that they've got there. And we'll see what happens with that. Sliding up a little bit more, we see this whole area is really, really sitting under some SO2 as well, Sydney. And we know there's coking plants just to the north, west of Sydney. So not sure if that's all coming from there or other sources. Pretty normal here in Papua New Guinea, and Luolatok putting this plume out as we move over. This would be from Semeru, Merapi, and then of course our Krakatau, but also Jakarta, because it's so densely populated, throwing a lot of stuff out. Ibu and Dakono still doing their thing, throwing that into the, I guess it's going to the west this time around. Well, sometimes that goes to the north as well, but it's going to the west, which is all right. And yeah, we'll get to that guy in a second. Mayon still doing its thing, and really don't know if we're getting anything coming off of Taal. Wow. Our Dr. Fox keeps people together. Awesome Irish monk. Wow. Thank you very kindly for that very generous super chat. Irish monk. Writing that down. Thank you, Irish monk. That is very, very awesome and generous of you, sir. I appreciate that. Thank you kindly. And awesome. That is really a nice super chat. Thank you. And anyway, also a lot of this and would be people pollution from Manila and places like that and along the coast here because of the heavy population. Taiwan right there doing its thing. And this plume is kind of a combined effort, I think, from what's coming out of China as well as what we've had coming out of Sakurajima. Sakurajima was doing a lot of off-gassing over the night, and I'm wondering if that's where most of it came from. I really am not 100% sure, so I don't want to lay blame on the people of China, but we know China is very gassy for the most part. Looking down here, Suwanosi-jima is definitely still putting some more material out and giving us a little bit of that off gas, as well as Sakurajima being in here. We see that very dark area, and as I was mentioning, the wind was blowing it to the north for the most part, so that's what we've got right there. But yeah, that is very, very heavy, very high rates in that area, and I don't know if, like I say, I don't think it's all from Sakurajima. I think some of that was from Japan. They do have this nasty circulation or storm that's sitting in here. We'll see what we've got once we get to the other map. Looking at going up Japan, not too bad, and we already kind of talked about the Kamchatka Peninsula here. We do know Ibiko and Alade are still working away, as well as Karimsky, Bezimiani, and Shivalish. So that's what we've got there. And going down here, looking at what we've got from India, pretty much normal for people pollution. And this one here, I have no idea if that's all coming from our Reunion Island volcano, and that is Pitong. And anyway, that is in there. You see it, and it makes you wonder. I wonder if that is some of the material from South Africa that got blown up in there because of that circulation, and would have put it up there, because that that volcano would have had to do a lot of overtime work to get all that in place. But we do see South Africa here, the gold mines and platinum smelting still continuing there. Looking at DR Congo, definitely a couple of volcanoes involved here, as well as coking plants. Yes, Reunion, that is correct, Reunion Island right there. But Piton is not putting out as much as what that is. So I'm thinking it's from here and it drifted out. That's kind of what I'm thinking. It drifted upward. So, like I said, it would have to be a whole bunch. That Reunion Island would have to be really getting hit bad. Hey, Piggy, in Lurkers. Yep. Piggy is hiding in the Lurkers Lounge. She's awake again. I was hoping she'd be sleeping. Anyway, DR Congo, we still see that. They, of course, have several volcanoes there, as well as the coking plants. Urta Ale would be around here somewhere, and it continues to do its thing. And hard to see it because of what is happening in Saudi Arabia with the oil refineries and so on. Sliding up a little bit more, looking at what we see coming out of Mount Etna. And since it is continuing to off-gas, it is still throwing out a lot of SO2, as well as we are still seeing some coming from Stromboli, and also from our Volcano. And they were saying Volcano was off-gassing a little bit. Speaking of Stromboli, let me see if I got that still working here. Stromboli did have a little bit of an interesting thing here. I just want to pop over there for a minute. Yep, that will work, I think, if it's up and running. Yep. Okay, real quick shot. There's Stromboli, and of course you can see Stromboli right there doing its thing, and a little bit of lava visible here in this shot, but on the thermal cam you can see where that lava was heading down the side of the slope. So we know that Stromboli is definitely still active, doing its thing. I just thought I'd show you that real quick. All right, let's get back over to there. Good night, Nancy. Be good and keep smiling, okay? Have a wonderful night, and we'll get back to our weather map here, or SO2 map, as soon as I can get my screen up in the right place. There we go. So that's pretty much it for the SO2. We don't see anything coming off of Iceland, and that's probably a good thing. And let's get over to our weather. And there is North America. We can see the top end here, very cold in Greenland, and we are seeing some horribly cold temperatures up in the north. Don't want to go there. Anyway, top up here in the territories of Canada, we are seeing some cooler air, as well as in Alaska. So that's kind of continuing on. We see that flow moving down a little bit more, hitting the edge of Alaska here, and the Aleutian Islands for the most part. Looking at what we see in most of the Canadian prairies here, not bad temperatures for today. Northern portions of British Columbia a little cooler, but we had not bad temperatures for the open areas of the prairies. Up in northern Saskatchewan and Manitoba, where it's a lot of woodland and stuff like that, it is definitely a little cooler, single digits for the most part. And then you get into Ontario, upper portions are actually warmer than the Toronto area, which is coming in at 9-10 degrees, and the bottom portion here, low single, so low teens, or that type of thing, low double digits, if you will. Montreal coming in at 7 degrees bare, and then we get over into the eastern portions, New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, Newfoundland, all some very cold temperatures, and poor Sue is going to be freezing somewhere around 8-9 degrees, and then we've got others on here in Newfoundland, very, very low temps. Newfoundland, Labrador area here, that is again some very cold temps in some spots. We do have a band of warm air pushing through here, so the people in that area would be lucky. But Quebec, a little on the cold side. Anyway, let's start out in the western U.S. We are seeing some stuff here. Sue says 6 degrees, Cole Harbor, brr. That is chilly. And in comparison to the 24, 25 that we're seeing in Washington State, even out on Vancouver Island, they had 21, 22 degrees. Vancouver probably about 19, 20 today, so not bad. If not a little bit warmer. This is already cooling off because the sun's going down, right? And we're also seeing some really nice temperatures there. What I'm hearing one syllabus every 3 seconds. I don't know why you're hearing one syllable every 3 seconds. I am guaranteeing you I have a lot more syllables in 3 seconds. Anyway, looking at Oregon, not bad. His audio seems great now. Okay. I'm looking at my bit rates. Everything is pretty standard here, so I'm not sure what we've got. Popocatépetl is active. How active is Popocatépetl? I'm just trying to find it in my list, and we'll see. Oh yeah, it's doing something. Yeah, real quick peek at Popocatépetl, and yep, it is definitely pluming, and we'll maybe take another look at that after the weather. So let's get back to our weather and deal with that for right now. Anyway, we see Death Valley, thanks Sue, 36 degrees Celsius, and we see that 36, 37 down there. Nice temperatures in California for the most part until you get down really close to Mexicali area, 35 degrees Celsius, a little bit on the hot side. So that's kind of what we see there. Going into Arizona, right along the border, same kind of thing. Looks cold up in Flagstaff at 8 degrees Celsius. Phoenix still coming in at 26, 27. So not so bad. Tucson about 32 degrees C. So a little bit better there temperature-wise, or warmer, I should say, not better necessarily. Looking at New Mexico, not too bad. Half of it is pretty warm. The other stuff is getting cold. It's cooler. Is it? You're in Paradise, right? So that is somewhere in this area. Oroville, Paradise, 26, 27 degrees Celsius, Jane. So that's what they're saying. Lost Wages is right there, 30 degrees Celsius in Vegas. Anyway, looking at all of Texas, a little bit calmer temperatures, more reasonable, I think. Really not bad at all for the most part. Going up into Oklahoma, and then it continues on further north, and we kind of see it making its way all the way up to just cutting the bottom corner here of South Dakota, and then going into Minnesota, and that's kind of not bad. Des Moines, Iowa, coming in at about, 19 degrees, not so bad. Gets around the Great Lakes, starts to cool off a whole bunch, and that's where it starts getting cold. We do have this circulation here off the coast, and that is drawing down a lot of that cold air as well, rather than helping out. Not as warm in Florida today, but that is okay, I guess. Looking at some of the temperatures, 17, 18 degrees, makes you wonder. Same thing goes with Atlanta and going into South Carolina. North Carolina gets really cold. Grandma B, I hope you got your heater on. That is looking like 10 degrees Celsius. It's about 50 Fahrenheit, so not so good. Anyway, that is what's happening up there. Quick peek at Cancun coming in at about 27, and not bad. We do see the low here building up. The other storm has dissipated, so I'm wondering if we're going to see another one building here and perhaps going inland, or maybe right in here along the coast of Mexico. We'll see what happens. Mexico, though, for the most part, higher elevations, very cold, and that is not so good for them. But Acapulco, 25 roughly, and we slide down into Central America. Higher elevations are cold, but the rest of the area is reasonable, not really super warm, and that's because of all the storms and stuff they've got going on there. Looking at Brazil, rainforest areas should be not bad for right now, temperature-wise. Once we get down a little bit more, we see this low and a high battling it out here, bringing up all kinds of cold air, and we are seeing half, or I guess 2/3 of Argentina, not bad. But once the bottom end is Chile, like Chile. And of course, that also goes for Uruguay and Paraguay, a lot warmer, but they are off from the coast a little bit. Sao Paulo, or Sao Paulo, 16, and Rio de Janeiro coming in at about 19, 20 degrees. So that's what we've got there. Sliding over a little bit more, taking a look at New Zealand because of the air currents again. A lot of different temperatures in New Zealand. West coast of New Zealand, looking at single digits for the most part. Get over on the east side, and we're getting anywhere from mid to upper teens in most of the places. Once we get in the south here, it gets a little cooler again. Not so bad on the North Island, and anywhere from 13 to about 16, and that's what we've got right in there. And looking at what we've got down here in Tasmania, mixed bag of temperatures, a little bit warmer on the north end, down here on the bottom though, single digits. Hobart coming in at about 8 and 9 degrees. And that's what we've got. And then we go up into Melbourne, and Melbourne should be about 14, 15 degrees, something like that in that area. They're starting to get a little warmer temperatures again. Adelaide, roughly about the same temperatures, going up towards Sydney, 20 degrees, so a lot warmer. Canberra coming in at about 17. And we slide up into Oz country. Wonderful Oz has got about 21, 22 degrees Celsius there. We see some very hot weather in the middle. Did you mention that? What? But mention because everyone wants paradise. What? I want to be in paradise. Hang on. Never mind. Anyway, we do see the warmer temps on the top end here. Not bad. Looking at our Indonesian, Malaysian, Philippine area, looks a little cooler there than normal. And probably Bangkok weather showing 25, 26 on the map. We'll see what that looks like. And, Sue dropped the ball. Bangkok. Okay, that's okay. We'll skip over Bangkok, and Well, I'll leave that be for right now. She's probably busy doing something. We got a frost advisory. She's too cold, and that's what it is. Sue has frozen. She's got a frost advisory. 26th there. Okay, thanks, Sue. That's awesome. 92% relative humidity, and probably raining there in Bangkok. And we'll carry on. I see some warmer temperatures here, but even Taiwan's not bad. Bottom end of Japan has got some good heat, but look at this ridge line right here in the Sea of Japan. Makes you wonder. And then, of course, Yellow Sea, very cold as well. Brr. And here's the remnants of that other Roki storm, which has calmed down a bunch. But there's a high that developed here, and that's helping bring some warmer temperatures back up into the northern islands and northern portions of Japan. Once we get up on the Kamchatka Peninsula, yeah, single digits for the most part. Down on the bottom here, just a little bit of warmth left, and that low is drawing down that cold air from up north, and that is a Siberian air from in this area. And look at some of these temperatures. Wow, minus 13 and already in there. That's cold. Don't want to be there. And again here, you know, very, very cold in those areas. Okay, looking down here though at Madagascar, east side, a little bit on the cool side because of the wind blowing against it. West side, of course, a little warmer, anywhere from about 17 to 20 degrees. That's not bad. Bottom end of South Africa, we have 13 in Cape Town. Johannesburg coming in at about 19, 20 degrees in that area, and it warms up a whole bunch more as we go further north, except for up in the very high elevations like here in Ethiopia. And looking at what we've got in Sahara Desert, warm, a lot warmer than, wow, it's pretty normal for nighttime temperatures. Same thing goes for Saudi Arabia, and those areas cool down a little bit. And looking at Oman, showing 27 at the highest end here, and 24, 25. Same thing going a little bit colder in Yemen, Saudi Arabia. Some of the areas still holding very good temperatures. UAE also still holding some nice temps, but as soon as you get into Iran and Iraq, they are down in temperature quite a bit, and you can kind of see the cutoff end right there till you get into the really cold stuff here in Turkey, and that of course is going to be a little bit on the cool side. So for Piggy is probably going to be about 23 degrees right now, and that's what we've got in there. And then we see in Crete, that is a little bit on higher elevations, again quite cold. And let's zoom back out, and of course there we can see Sicily as well, getting a little cooler, and also cooler in Italy, and that is not a surprise. We see the cold air over in the other countries. Albania and those areas are a little cool as well. Audio is audio okay now? Okay, was my audio bad? Because I've been watching the bit rate, and I mean, it's pretty steady. Wondering what the heck is going on. Hopefully I'm talking into the microphone well enough that we don't have to worry about it. Might help to pause the video a few seconds and get some extra buffer. Buffer? Okay. Sound is fine at my place. Sharon Stewart, thank you. Anyway, here is the future Monkland, and Queen Monkus will be able to enjoy her weather. I think they're going to get a place on the western side, because Irish Monk likes the west side of any island, and that is looking not so bad for winter temperatures, of course. And then again, I thought we were paying you what? Paying you to be in the Antarctic. Brr. Spain actually looking a little warmer today, which is really nice, but still low teens, and still in that kind of area for the northern portions, and not bad in Portugal, and the rest of Spain actually not looking too bad for nighttime temperatures. As soon as you move up into France, it gets cold, single digits, very, very cold. Same thing with looking at what we've got in Switzerland and most of Germany. I think the bottom 2/3 are colder than the north, which is really, really odd to see. Anyway, Munich coming in about 5 degrees, Nuremberg 6, Frankfurt, yeah, 7, Köln coming in at 8. As we move up north, we start to see warmer temps, 11 in Berlin, and Hamburg also 11 degrees. I'm getting Luxembourg has got to be cold, 6, 7 degrees there. Belgium also, I remembered Belgium because I thought of beer. There you go. Belgium 6, 7, and then get out to the coast, gets up to about 10, 11. Looking at Holland, they're holding some pretty good temperature as well in comparison to most of what we've got there. Looking at what's up in Denmark, yeah, 10, 11 degrees for the most part. Let's just have a quick look at the very cold Norway, Sweden, and Finland. Yeah, single digits all the way through, and zeros in some places. And of course, going out to Moscow, that low is actually pulling some warmer air up for them, keeping them at 9 degrees. But places like Riga at 9, Helsinki at 7, and just to give you an idea. And England is got some of that wonderful tropical stream coming from our what we call the Gulf Stream. So they are basking in warm temperatures. And Irish monk, you might want to think twice about moving over to Sardinia, because right now your temperatures are a lot better than Sardinia. Anyway, even up here in wonderful Scotland, where it's usually colder, it's actually pretty darn warm. Wales showing pretty good as well. It's not till you get over to the eastern portions of England where it cools down. And having a quick look at Iceland, since that current is coming up there, that low is starting to really be bothersome, because it's trying to throw all that cold air back in. And our Reykjanes Peninsula 7, 8, 9 degrees depending on where you are. And then again, looking at Reykjavik itself, 10 degrees is what they're showing. So our volcano area would be about 8 degrees right now, with a lot of wind, I think. And on that note, let's switch this over to precipitation, and we'll run through that really, really quick. And then we'll be done with our stream for today. My voice is starting to go, but I don't want to take another break. So we see up here in the northern portions of Canada, Baffin Island, and northern portions of Hudson's Bay, a big circulation there causing a lot of snow. Looking at what we see in between the Yukon and Northwest Territories, snow as well. Same thing is going for Alaskan coast in this area, but the North still looks clear. This low definitely making things a little wet for those guys, and that's what we're seeing there. Not too much. We do see some rain here in northern Ontario, but not too much. nothing out in the prairies right now, which is really good. Nothing in the lower portions. Pardon me. Nothing in the lower portions of Ontario or Quebec. Hang on, I gotta take a sip of Pepsi. Okay, that's better, I think. Anyway, looking at Eastern Canada, not so bad there right now. From the looks of it, they got a high sitting here in the St. Lawrence Seaway. So Nova Scotia and Newfoundland, the PEI, those areas, the high will make it colder, but it is there. We do see this band kind of going across the U.S., and that is kind of sitting there. I don't know if how much rain it's bringing. It's not heavy, super heavy storms or anything, but looking at most of the U.S., not bad until you get out here to the eastern seaboard, and we see New York is getting stormed up pretty nasty like, and that is kind of what that is doing. Here's the stuff on the coast of Mexico. That one that I figure is going to turn into a storm, and then we're possibly going to get another one. This is actually going the opposite way. That'll be a high in here, but this is another low forming here, so likely we'll see something there. And of course, most of Central America, variable storms throughout. And looking at what we see in our Amazon rainforest, really not overly large amounts of rain happening. Here's why we're seeing Rio de Janeiro still being fairly cool, and of course that is that low and the high, bringing that colder air back up and in. And of course, once you have a big change in temperature, the humidity gets drawn out of there, and it happens to want to fall. Down on the bottom of Argentina, we see that, and then along the coast of Chile is pretty chilly and wet. And yeah, we don't want to talk about these flakes. Let's go over to New Zealand, and we see the western portions of New Zealand and down south here definitely getting some rain. Looks a little bit better up on the North Island right now, but we move up here a little bit, and Tonga and those areas, Fiji, possibly getting some rain there as well. Looking at the bottom end here, Tasmania, some rain showers, not bad though. And then we see Melbourne in the clear, and along the eastern coast of Australia looks pretty clear, but they've got a massive storm sitting here. So Adelaide right now getting nailed with some big rain. And of course we see Perth, not so much there, a little bit of rain in the upper central portions, and looks like Brisbane and the east coast for the most part is not bad. Looking at what we're seeing here in Indonesia, Malaysia, and the Philippines, and that area, regular storms, what we always see. So makes a guy wonder. I have seen checked other channels. I've even checked other channels. Okay, and that is odd. Jane, I don't know why you would be. Have you checked other live streams with people talking? That's kind of the question. If you're still getting a chopped audio, for the most part. I listen to my streams sometimes afterwards, and I don't hear the chopped audio, and I kind of have to go, why is it happening, right? So anyway, looking at what we see here, we got this system cutting through that shear line that we talked about earlier here, Sea of Japan, going all the way up to the Kamchatka Peninsula. And that is what we've got there. I shall reboot and see if that helps. Okay, Jane, sounds good. And there's the remnants of Roke, that storm. It's still there, but not doing anywhere near as much as it was before. Still quite a bit of stormy stuff happening in the Indian Ocean here, and hopefully that'll be okay. Looks like Madagascar not getting hit with anything right now, and bottom end of Africa looking pretty good. Central Africa, to be expected, rainforest stuff, and that is what we're seeing there. So some of the savannas are over on the other side here, getting some water, which is pretty good. And Piggy, if you're listening, you might get some rain out of this. You might. You may not, but you might. I'm not guaranteeing anything, but we'll see what we got. Local, regional, and national data centers have glitches. It is not personal. Yep, I think so. And anyway, we do see some storms there for future stuff, but we'll see what happens. Very little in Spain, some showers in France, nothing major, nothing in Sardinia or Sicily or Italy, and even in Germany it looks fairly dry. Looks like Belgium and of course Luxembourg, not bad, but we do see some rain here in Holland, but nothing super bad. We see this in Poland, not bad. You know, it's not super big storms. We do see this up here in Norway, and that's cold, and a little bit in Sweden, as well as you see the band here, St. Petersburg, getting nailed, and that is going around. Minsk definitely getting nailed as well. So Finland has got some stuff. And yep, there's the price you pay for the warmer temperatures is the change in temperature brings that humidity level up to a higher degree. So Irish monk, you're going to get some rainstorms, and hopefully you'll be okay. We see that is also already hitting into Scotland up in the top. Not so bad for down in the rest of England. And going to Iceland. If you are planning a trip to Iceland, don't go. It is looking pretty nasty, and that is what we've got right there. So not much we can do with that, but you see what we've got. So all good, and that is our weather for the most part. Let's go find the coldest place on the planet, and that would be down here in Antarctica somewhere. And we'll see if we can find something really cold. I did see a minus 72 right there, and we'll see if we have something colder. And where is the cold stuff? Minus 60. No, not so bad. And I don't see anything. All right. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to live with a minus 72 degrees Celsius. Hang on, let me find that. I'm going to zoom in a little bit right there, minus 72, just to check around that area. That's all I see, minus 72. Coldest temperature I found, minus 74 degrees Celsius. Sue Hayes, you beat me again. And boy, oh boy, Doc has minus 72 so far. Yep, Sue says minus 74. So I think Sue wins again. I don't know where you found that minus 74, but I know I found the minus 72 right there. So that is good. Yeah, I don't know if it's colder down here. Looking. I didn't see anything really cold in that area. Wow. I shouldn't say really cold. Minus 60 something is cold enough, okay? But finding a minus 72 is, hang on, I did see a minus 73 in there for a second, but I'll live with my number of minus 72, and that is okay. And yep, Sue, if you got minus 74, I'll believe you. It's down there somewhere. And that is about it, ladies and gentlemen. So I am going to wrap her up here and say thank you very much, everyone, for being here today. I really do appreciate all of you coming in and doing your thing. Really, I do appreciate having you on board. We'll put the lava back on here so you can watch that for a little bit. Zoom in some more. Okay, I will. Thanks. The minus 72 was close. Okay, I'll consider that in the future. Saw the 73 when you scrolled up. Yes, I did see that too, Bloxy Man. Thanks. All right. A big thank you to our wonderful super chatters. Irish Monk, Oh Mommy of Hamsters, and Irish Monk. And of course, Kevin Haynes also gifted one of the memberships, as well as we had a few people renew their memberships. Thank you, Peggy and Kevin Haynes, and there was a couple others as well. So thank you, everyone, for that wonderful support that way. I do appreciate it. Also, thank you to each and every one of you who is a member and supporting the stream that way. You guys are awesome. I see we did make it over that 100 mark for the likes. That is also cool. And thank you very much for that. But also want to say a big thank you to everyone in here, because you are all part of our wonderful lava family. And on that friendly note, I want to say thank you, and very big gratitude from me. So we'll leave it at that. Be good, be kind, take care of yourselves, and we will see everyone tomorrow. So please keep smiling, be happy, and most of all, please make sure you tell your loved ones that you love them tonight, for tomorrow is never promised. I'm your host, DrFox2000, here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. Take care, everyone, and all the best. Oink, oink. Good night.